We're going to bring you more exclusive content and interviews from CNBC and CNBC.com. What we did is we found the hottest stocks in San Francisco over the past 3 months. And we're going to bring you some of the newsmakers of the companies behind them. New names you've probably never talked about. Your first one, the CEO of Cytokinetics. They help discover and develop drugs to treat things like muscle disease. Stock's been on fuego. It's up 60% in just the past 3 months. That was a mystery chart that we had on earlier in the program. Here for a Power Lunch exclusive is Robert Blum. He is the CEO of Cytokinetics. Robert, really appreciate you coming in. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, and so non-MD or scientists speak. What does CYTK do? What problems are you trying to solve?
So ours is a company that's focused, as you said, to muscle biology, in particular as relates to specialty heart disease. So we're developing potential new medicines that may impact cardiovascular conditions.
And I understand with this new candidate, new drug, that you are in the same space as a much larger competitor, publicly traded Bristol Myers, BMY. Is this viewed as a competitor to them? How do we look at this? Because Bristol's a big company.
Absolutely, and we have profound respect for all that they're doing. They're actually commercializing a medicine that was discovered in our laboratories and ultimately the subject of a company we formed that they acquired. They're now selling that, doing a great job. Patients are benefiting from that medicine. We're now in the process of developing a next generation medicine that would hopefully enter the same space. It's in front of the FDA for a potential approval later this year. Our goal is to bring it to patients and hopefully expand the number of physicians comfortable prescribing these medicines for the benefit of more patients.
Biotech is a really hard space to cover because every company is so different. There's so much science that's involved. So if I ask a dumb question, maybe there's a drug for that. We'll see. So let's see. You created a drug in your labs, but then spun it off, which was then sold to Bristol Myers. Why would you do that? And is this new drug a similar type situation where the drug or a new company or your company could be ultimately sold to a Bristol Myers?
So you're asking two good questions. Firstly, as it relates to the first one, we're looking at a company now, Cytokinetics, that's been around for 27 years.
You're not like a new biotech startup.
Nobody's going to ever accuse us of being an overnight success. To get to a place today where we could be on the doorstep of turning the page, ultimately making our medicines available to patients, we had to travel a journey. That journey required us to do a number of things as we invested in research and development and ultimately did some financial engineering in order to support the billions of dollars that we've spent advancing a portfolio of potential medicines. Along the way, we partnered, and in this particular instance, we formed a company. It was funded by venture capitalists. They sponsored us to do work. That company spun out of our laboratories. They developed a medicine that came out of our research. BMS acquired it. Now, from that same research platform, we're advancing a next generation opportunity that we hope will be available to patients later this year. It could dramatically expand the number of patients who could benefit from our science.
I understand from research reports that not all the market liked the previous royalty deal that you did. I think it's Royalty Pharma, I think was actually the name of the company. So what did you learn from that will enable you to change maybe the way you approach future commercialization opportunities? Some analysts might suggest that deal had weighed on the stock in the past.
It did, albeit for a short period, and that has everything to do with what I was just saying. The financial engineering alongside of the research and development at Cytokinetics, they've gone hand in hand over these plus 25 years. So we've raised primarily non-equity dilutive capital to get to this place. Ours is a company that hopefully has set a high watermark for how we access capital, how we deploy capital, capital structure friendly to shareholders, enabling of us to build a pipeline of potential medicines. The first one hopefully coming to patients later this year. That's the forward edge of a pipeline of multiple medicines built on the same science and as could be available to patients over successive product launches.